I am so ready to talk about this movie. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where what do? We watch different performances and then we share our perspectives. If you're new here, hi, I'm Care Darling, and if you're not, welcome back. Oh, baby, we're talking about Barbie. Now, I will say this. It took me a long time to finally see this movie because I was going through it, okay? In fact, I was being kind of forced to go see it. I wasn't in the mood, and the way I felt about this movie was indifferent. I was like, okay, we'll see. The way I felt about it, it kind of was the stepping stone to help me kind of get out of my funk and made me kind of look at myself and look at the world and then start thinking about how do I want to be in this world? Like, what kind of Barbie am I? I'm my own kind of Barbie. I know. The point is that yes, I absolutely recommend this movie. There's something about it where it's just so aware. There is a musical element to it, and the reason why it works as far as having that musical moment with Ken is because they already created from the beginning of unrealistic things. So for example, like Barbie floating down to her car, or the way they would use the transition like of her traveling and being in space and on a boat and things like that, where as an audience we know it's unrealistic, but yet we start believing like, well, yeah, it's Barbie world and Barbie land, like of course this would happen. So then for Ken to break out in the song, it wasn't a sense of what is he doing, it's just like, oh, this guy. Like, of course, this seems like a perfect moment to do so. This might be actually one of my favorite movies of all time. And this is a lot coming from a girl whose favorite movie is 27 Dresses, and nothing was able to knock it down. And then, in fact, it's still going to be up there. But now Barbie is just one of those movies that I want to watch over and over and see if there are things that I missed from it. I want to talk about the fact of the older woman on the bench and what makes me so, like,
flames on the side of my face.
What is the fact that the studio was telling Greta Gerwig, the director, that we need to cut the scene. And I'm so glad that she fought for it and said that this is the heart of the movie. To me, it's very similar to how the studio wanted in The Little Mermaid. They were saying, we need to cut part of your world out because a kid dropped popcorn and so it's boring. They don't want this. And as we know, Part of Your World is like the #1 karaoke song, okay? And I'm so glad that Howard Ashman fought, saying, no, if we don't have this song, we don't have a movie. And I'm so glad that Greta did the same thing. I think the thing that both the scene and the song do is that it's universal and yet it's relatable on so many different levels. So how I feel about the scene is going to be different than other people experiencing it. And that's the thing I find so cool, is that no one is wrong in how they feel or what they just experienced or saw in that scene. So what I saw was the fact that Barbie was seeing the beauty of people growing up and becoming older. And then other people can watch it where being older doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. By the way, hold on. Can we talk about this? Thank you. Memory unlocked. That scene when she goes, "You're beautiful," and the response is, "I know it." Out of nowhere, I was like, oh, I remembered something growing up. I used to be adorable, okay? I was like mistaken as one of the Olsen twins and stuff because I was cute. And then my nose came in and I became cuter. But anyways, people would always say like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so cute, you're beautiful. And I always said, I know. That was my response, to be like, oh, Caroline, you're so cute. And I go, I know. And then I was told, I was corrected at that age that I'm not allowed to say I know. I have to say thank you. And you know what? I'm bringing it back. I'm going to start saying I know and start saying I know it. Thank you to the Barbie movie, because why not? And then if someone's upset that I'm like, I know, and I'm like, heck yeah about it, that's their problem. It's not my problem. Anyways, the thing is that Barbie is a feel-good movie. I feel like it has strong messages messages. And if you think, oh, I know how this movie's gonna go, or where it's heading, that's what I thought. And I kept finding myself on my toes. And there was a certain section that I was like, are they calling me out? Like, this is so rude, that even like my husband almost broke his neck looking at me, being like, that's you in a nutshell. It's the Pride and Prejudice part, the BBC series. That wasn't okay. But does everyone talk about the BBC series? If you know, you know. Anyways, darlings, I hope that you're having a wonderful time, and yeah, that you're doing good and you're taking care of yourself and everything's pink. And even if pink is not your color, like, that everything is just awesome, and that you have the confidence in yourself to kind of like go for it. And also to say, I know. Like, I know I'm this, I'm that. Move on and, I don't know, do good in the world. Without further ado, take care, darling.